Did you know you can move water uphill without a pump? It's not magic, it's physics. This fascinating phenomenon is called a siphon, and it's been used for centuries to transfer liquids from one place to another. Whether you're a gardener, a DIY enthusiast, or just curious about how things work, understanding the science behind a siphon can be incredibly useful. So let's dive into the world of siphons and uncover the secrets of moving water uphill without any mechanical assistance. Let me show you how a siphon works. The basic principle is surprisingly simple, yet the underlying science is quite profound. A siphon relies on gravity and atmospheric pressure to function. By creating a continuous flow of liquid, it can move water from a higher elevation to a lower one, even if it has to go uphill first. This might sound counterintuitive, but once you see it in action, it all makes sense. A siphon uses gravity and atmospheric pressure to pull liquid up and over a barrier. Here's how it works. When you fill a tube with water and place one end in a higher container and the other in a lower container, gravity starts to pull the water down from the higher end. This creates a vacuum in the tube, which then pulls more water from the higher container, maintaining a continuous flow. The key is to ensure that the tube is completely filled with water with no air bubbles to maintain the vacuum effect. First, you fill the tube completely with water, no air bubbles. This step is crucial because any air in the tube can break the vacuum and stop the siphon from working. Make sure the tube is fully submerged in water when you fill it, and check for any bubbles before proceeding. Then place one end in the higher container and the other in a lower one. The height difference between the two containers is what drives the siphon. The greater the height difference, the stronger the siphon effect will be. This is because gravity exerts more force on the water in the higher container, pulling it down more forcefully and creating a stronger vacuum in the tube. Gravity starts pulling the water down from the lower end, creating a vacuum in the tube. This vacuum is what keeps the water flowing continuously. As long as the lower end of the tube is below the water level in the higher container, the siphon will keep working. It's a simple yet powerful demonstration of the principles of physics in action. This vacuum pulls more water from the higher container, keeping the flow going. The catch? The lower container must be lower than the higher one. If the two containers are at the same height, the siphon won't work because there won't be enough gravitational force to create the vacuum needed to pull the water through the tube. The lower container must be lower than the higher one. This height difference is essential for the siphon to function. The greater the difference, the more effective the siphon will be. It's a perfect example of how gravity can be harnessed to perform useful work without any mechanical devices. Gravity is the real MVP here. Without gravity, the siphon wouldn't work. It's the force that pulls the water down, creating the vacuum that keeps the flow going. So next time you see a siphon in action, remember that it's gravity doing all the heavy lifting. So what do you think? Pretty cool, right? The siphon is a simple yet powerful tool that demonstrates some fundamental principles of physics. It's a great example of how we can use natural forces to our advantage. Want to try this at home? It's a fun and educational experiment that you can do with just a few household items. All you need is a tube, two containers, and some water. Give it a try and see the magic of physics in action. Like this video if you learned something new, share it to impress your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more cool science tips. See you next time.